Hi, yet another exciting day for us to continue with the conversation that we picked on Monday on failure. And one of the things that we admitted is that failure can be very, very depressing. You know, the moment your own mind tells you that you have failed, then it can be a very, very depressing feeling. And that is for all of us. There is nobody who is exempted from feeling depressed, from, getting a feeling like they have failed in life. But today I want to address situations where you think you have failed when you actually have not failed, because they are there. And I wanted to raise two issues, and one of the issues is the issue of comparing yourself with other people. Because comparing yourself with other people is one of the things that can make you think that you have failed when you actually haven't failed. Why do I say this? I say this because if you look at the flowers of the garden, you will realize that every flower has its time to blossom. Okay? And sometimes you have this flower that has completely blossomed, when another one is just starting the journey of blossoming, and when another one is on the journey of budding. And therefore, you cannot go to the flower garden and say that because this flower has blossomed and this one hasn't, the one that hasn't has failed. Now, there is something called timing. That every flower in the garden has its time to blossom. And every human being, just like the flowers of God, has his or her time to blossom. And this means that we all can't do things at the same time. We all cannot achieve things at the same speed, at the same time. We have got our own seasons and our own timings. And many times the reason why people are getting depressed and feeling bad about themselves is because they are comparing themselves with other people without realizing that they are in totally different seasons. I want to tell you one thing. You have to trust the process. Your season can be very, very different from another person's season. Even when a chicken sits on eggs to brood them, trust you me, they all don't pop into chicks the same day. Okay? There are some chicks that take longer to pop than others, and there are others that pop earlier. Okay? God has a different timetable for all of us, and you have to respect that timetable. So don't compare yourself to what another person is doing just because you went to school the same day. Okay? Eggs will be sat on the same day by the same chicken in the same environment, but they will hatch on different days. You have to realize this point. Stop comparing yourself with other people and thinking that you have actually failed. You haven't failed. The other thing is that failing in one thing does not mean that you have failed in everything. Because sometimes we want to look at life, as wholesale. Just because a relationship didn't work, just because a business didn't work, just because you didn't do well in school, okay? Now you think that you cannot do well in any other area of your life. You have to fragment your life and make sure that you do not allow the disappointments of facet A to come to facet B of your life. Okay? You can do, averagely or not so well in one area of your life, but go and succeed in another area of your life. But one of the problems that we have is that people are failing in one area of their life. And guess what? They lose hope in totality. Now they decide that nothing is good out of life. You have to develop some mental toughness, some hardness that tells you that just because you failed in algebra doesn't mean you're going to fail when it comes to quadratic equations. Are we together? These are different areas, and you can find your victory in one area of your life. Just as you will never find a sportsman who is good in every sport. Okay? One is good in soccer, another one is good in javelin, another one is good in boxing, another one is good in something totally different. It is good for you to say that, well, you may have failed in boxing, but go and try running. Maybe you're gifted in running. Okay? Maybe you failed in singing, okay, but you're good in something else. It is good for you to look for that one thing that you're good at and invest some of your energy on it, other than focus on the one thing that you failed on and allow it to drive your entire life. This topic of failure is big, and the disappointment is to see that sometimes we fail in one area of our lives and we bring that failure and paint our entire life as a failure. I'd want you to be very sober when you think about the one thing that you did that didn't work, okay? And say, that is the one thing that didn't work. I have 99 other things to succeed on, to succeed in, and that way you find some energy to face the day. My name is Eric, the founder, CEO, Maridadi Motors. We continue with this conversation of failure, and on Friday we look at the good side of failure. Failure has a good side. Yeah, there are some very good things about failure that we need to look at even as we move on with life. Very happy to shoot this video in yet another Land Cruiser Prado, this time a newer one imported for yet another return client of mine who this time round wanted a newer Prado. So we got him a 2019 Land Cruiser Prado that is running on diesel, very powerful, something that you need to check out. And I know that my social media team led by Churchill is already showing you the vehicle, around the vehicle. You will enjoy to see the size of the engine, how beautiful the interior is. You know, this one comes with a dark interior. You remember the other one was a bright interior. This also comes with a sunroof, and it comes with a new phase. You know, this phase runs up to about 2020 or 2022. And it's just a very beautiful machine for people who do long distances, people who go off-road. We are very excited as Maridadi Motors to bring you the best cars at the best prices, and I hope you talk to us even as we continue to have these live conversations. Asante sana, have a great day. You're not a failure, you're going to succeed.